you mentioned this, that there are parallels between the Mac Dre story and Drakeo the Ruler, who you also knew, who you were. Well, do you want to talk just briefly about your relationship and your...
Yes, yeah. I wrote a story comparing Mac Dre and Drakeo, the Ruler. I feel like their stories align in more ways than people think. Like, Mac Dre, I believe, is the first artist to ever record lyrics through a jail phone.
Pretty sure, yeah.
We're pretty sure that that's the case.
There's another group out there called 5150 from Marin City. I am not sure on the timeline. I believe Mac Dre's was in 91 or 92. So I'm not that's the benchmark that I know of.
Okay, yeah. They were doing it right around the same time at the very least. And Mac Dre did it the best. And then this is also true for Drakeo the Ruler. And for people who don't know, Drakeo the Ruler is a Los Angeles rapper, came up around, 2016, 2017. Shoreline Mafia, 03 Greedo, the new LA kind of sound. And he went to jail. He was fighting 2 murders that he didn't commit, similar to Mac Dre, going to jail for, going to prison, rather.
Definitely law enforcement vendetta.
Yeah. And law enforcement used lyrics in both cases against Mac Dre and Drakeo the Ruler. But Drakeo the Ruler was killed in 2021, December 18th. I was there backstage with Jeff Weiss. He's the guy who does Passion of the West.
Yeah, he's been instrumental in keeping he's been a big part in Drakeo's career and Greedo and some of these other LA guys.
Absolutely. We were there just to enjoy the show. It was the Once Upon a Time in LA festival. 50 Cent was there. YG was going to perform. Al Green was there. It was a big festival. And I was just kind of tagging along with Jeff to, walk Drakeo and the rest of his crew, the Sting team, to the stage when he was swarmed by, I want to say 30 to 40 people in, red sweatshirts and red, balaclavas. And they basically, they stabbed him to death while he was walking to the stage. And it was, one of the worst days of my life, obviously. And
what a nightmare. You're thinking you're going to have a great time.
Maybe the best day of my life.
Best day, and then, fuck, man.
To see one of your favorite rappers, too. I mean...
Yeah, see that happen to anybody, let alone somebody you have such admiration for and a personal relationship with.
Like a larger-than-life,
Yeah.
He was someone...
God damn.
And, much like Mac Dre, Drakeo the Ruler was making music that nobody else could have made. He had a very, very distinct style. He was fun. He was funny, just like Mac Dre was very funny. Just a true artist. And the scene in LA hasn't really, it hasn't really recovered from his death. I mean, Shoreline Mafia broke up. Drakeo was killed, and 03 Greedo went to prison. Luckily, he's out now. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. But that scene, that artistic renaissance was definitely it ended with Drakeo's death, and I want to say something similar happened with Mac Dre. It's just Thiz Entertainment, it never really recovered to what it was before his death, and it never reached that plateau that it could have.
The Bay Area. The Bay Area. We had the hyphy movement come after, but I've said this all the time. I salute E40 and Keek and Fab and everybody else who picked up the torch and ran with it and brought us on a global scale. I salute that. But Mac Dre, bro, if you were able to take Trill TV and put a version of that on MTV, he would have been bigger than Snoop. He would have been the biggest thing going. Can you imagine if he had social media? We just saw Mac Dre with a couple years in the camcorder, bro. If he has social media and the type of music he was making and the way, I've never seen anybody like this have a whole Northern California wave behind him. So you know, these are personal stories for us, even just as fans, as admirers, and definitely when you look at Drakeo and Stink Team and Ralphie and the buzz those guys have around them, I agree 100%. You see, like, people are really living by the music that these guys are making.
Definitely. And one thing I want to note too, it's like with Drakeo, he was killed at work.
Right.
While working, while going to the stage. And similar for Mac Dre, you know, he was working.
He was there on business. He wasn't on vacation.
Absolutely. Yeah. He was there to do these shows and, you know, was got his life taken in the process. And, you know, it's hard to fathom an injustice like that. And it just happens over and over again. You even look at Pop Smoke.
Right.
Pop Smoke is a person in New York, very similar. Had a whole new style and was killed, you know, way too early.
Yeah. I remember when Biggie and Pac died as a little kid, just like mind blowing. And now it's like every year, man. And you know, we could talk about the drug deaths and other, but murders, bro, gun violence, stabbings. You know, it's just out of control.